back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bosley and this is my vlog number 55. This week I've made a change and I thought it'd be lovely to do some songwriting tips. So I've asked you for some questions and I've been inundated with lots of questions and I'm shuffling lots of paper, so I'll be reading from some of them. I won't be able to include them all, but I've got most of them. So we'll have a go. Whilst I'm not qualified to give advice, I might add, it's all based on my experience, my replies and my research. So please bear that in mind, but it's lovely to share them with you, all my findings. So most of them are about what inspires me to write music and have I always written music? And the answer to that is what inspires me is because I'm quite a creative person. Wherever I go, I'm always picking up something. So I've got a little notebook and I make notes, and somebody will say something to me and I think, oh, that would be a good idea for a song, or I'll hear something or I see something. So as I said, get a notebook and write them all down, and because it's surprising, you do forget them, and these little ideas pop into your head and they're really useful for the future. So, well, I started in 2017 and I've got over 40 pieces of work now, and I've also got soundtracks. And as you know, I write the soundtracks and I sort of write what I feel and what I see. And I know people like putting you in a musical box like hip hop or reggae or whatever. I'm a little bit different to that, and it's just because I'm creative naturally. So as I said, I do illustrations, I do my drawings. So by using all those creative juices, I'm able to do my marketing with my drawings. And so just don't restrict yourself, just get it out there and experiment. So I will discuss that a little bit later on with some of the tips that I've learned along the way with my songwriting. But I'm just trying to make sure I cover some of the questions. So that's what I said. So 2017 I started, and my book writing I started, and my books of music I started in 2020. So I got that out there. So I've answered that question. And the next question I've got is, do you think that the internet being more individually based, that artists should choose partnerships with companies, or should they sign a 360-degree contract, a deal? So again, I've done my research and these are my own opinions. And my findings are that obviously the traditional deals are there and now the 360 deals are there, but they're all governed by the same record labels. So basically, with a 360-degree deal, my findings are that the record label agrees to provide financial and other support for the artist. I'm reading this to make sure I get it right. And they support marketing, promotion, merchandising and touring, etc. So in turn, though, the artist will agree to give the company a percentage of everything. So it'll be their revenue for streaming, their revenue for record sales, the revenue for merchandising, even when they do promotion using your brand as a person. So your name, likeness, branding and licensing, live performances, publishing, and that's just to name a few. So they basically want to control and get percentages for that. So the pros for that, I'll give you the pros and the cons of what I found, is that for the pros, you gain access to world-class producers, worldwide tours, designers, lawyers, agents, and more to take your career to the next level. But the record label may be more committed to investing in you as well. So as an artist as a whole, rather than just your recordings. So you've got more involvement with the record label. The cons are that your deal then prevents you from doing much without their approval. So you give away percentages on most of your revenue streams, like I mentioned a bit earlier, and your artistic control is limited as well. So touring provisions would be provided financially, but usually then they expect exclusivity. So, so you really need to find out what suits you and what your goal is. But do your research. I also noticed that there are variations of 360-degree deals, and that involves one or two extra income streams. So this can be recording income plus publishing, or publishing and touring. And these deals can be seen as 180 or 270 deals. But the most common one, the most standard one, is a 360-degree deal. So in reality, the 360-degree deals can't be for everyone. The record label creates these deals to make more money naturally. And many artists have a big issue with this. So labels typically responsible for just the recording products. So why should they own a share of everything else? So just think about that. And let it suit you, as I said, but do your research. And like you've done today, ask questions, ask people who are actually in the business, who are doing it. And you'd be surprised what you find. And I hope that answer was beneficial or informative for you. But as I said, I'm not qualified to tell you otherwise, but these are my findings. That was my phone, by the way, making a noise. So I apologize for that. But anyway, so then the other questions were based around how do you write your songs, or how do you go about writing your songs, and what you do? So I've written down a few things, just a few pointers to tell you what I do and what I get up to. So basically, these are things I think about when I write a song. So write a catchy melody. Songs get stuck in people's heads, and it's usually the catchy melody. So try and create one of those. Experiment with genres. So don't be afraid to experiment with different genres. Like I write ballads, I write children's songs, I write dance music, electronic music. So there's an element of jazz in my work, but you might be influenced by other genres, but please experiment, because I think it's good fun. And then you'll actually find what you're comfortable with, and what you're good at. But just get your creativity out there, because it only takes one record to be a success for you, and it'll kick everything off. But use lots of chords to make it more interesting. So I've learned that myself when I started songwriting. So be creative again. Rhythm. Now that's really important. And as you know, I play drums, but not in a commercial way, but I enjoy playing them, and I've played them since a very young age. And the rhythm, if you've got a good rhythm and people tapping their feet and dancing, well, you get hooked with the song. So again, that's another way of getting someone to like your song. A good rhythm, a good melody. Another thing is useful if you're a piano player, or even if you're a guitar player, and you create little riffs and little ditties. You can base your song around those little ditties. So you may have a few chords, but you can base the song around that. So have a go, have a play with that. And so build it all around. The next thing then, perform live and recording. So you need to bear in mind, when you're writing a song, if it sounds great as a recording, that's fine. But you've got to bear in mind how you perform it live. So think about what you wear, how you would go about it. So would the song be suitable for a live performance? So you need to make sure that the song is tailored and geared up for both. And then at least you're ready to go. So that's that. The next step then, I thought, is sometimes you're playing an instrument and you've got this song in your head and you're playing it over and over and over again, and you think, oh, I've got it wrong, I've got that chord wrong, or whatever. So what I found, the easiest way, and a God's gift that you've got, is your voice. You may not have a good voice, you may not be able to sing, it doesn't matter, but you're able to make a sound with your voice. So I would recommend that create your melodies and rhythms with your voice, and it's easier to work with. So record it and then play it back, and you might find that you've recorded your voice, and even if you've added a few words to a few lyrics to it, you could probably use those lyrics because they came naturally. And also then you might be able to use and build on that and add your instruments to that. And it saves a lot of time because you're there trying to master your instrument to get this message across with your song. And the next thing is creating structure. So you create your own structure, usually using a verse, chorus, and a bridge and a chorus. And there are formulas, winning formulas to create a song. And I mean, why reinvent the wheel? But it would be nice if you can be also creative and do things in your own way, because we're always looking for something new. So if you do that, just be simply creative and don't be rigid in what you've heard and what you've been told and how to create and write a song. Do something yourself and see what you come up with, basically. Again, another thing to think about is lyrics. They don't always rhyme. And sometimes when I write a song, the music comes first. So then I will sit for hours and I'll just listen and go over and over listening. And that song or a piece of music you created, it sometimes talks to you. So I just simply listen over and over again and it speaks to me. And the words just come out. So then I write them down and then I change them and I squiggle and what have you. And you may have pages and pages of lyrics, but something will be there that you can use. So don't throw them away, all these scraps of paper. You'd be surprised that they just come out naturally and you've written them down and just create the song that way. So don't, as I said, they don't always rhyme. And when you're trying to find words to rhyme with another word, sometimes it's restricting you from getting your point across. So use rhyme and use both, not rhyme. So in a song, whatever's easier really, and then it won't restrict your creativity. So I've got the hiccups now. But anyway, so that's that. Then writer's block. So if you get stuck writing a song, stop what you're doing, change your environment, change where you are, walk away and come back another day, or record what you've done and sit quietly or go for a walk, listening to what you've done. And you'd be surprised. You think, oh, as you're listening, oh, the guitar can go in there, or a bit more drums could go in there. And so just listen to what you created. And you might find that you'll be able to go back and you'll have some more inspiration of what you've listened. So anyway, another important thing is don't be a perfectionist. You know, there are people out there for all sorts of music. And I think it's important that once you've got a piece of work, finish it and get it out there. Don't let it sit on a shelf. Because as you know, songs come and go, genres come and go in certain instances, and things are popular one minute and they're not the next. So get your work out there and you can always change it. You could even change the lyrics. You could do anything with it. You're in control. So get the work out. Don't be a perfectionist. So that's another word of advice. And I think that's it basically. But please feel free to send me some more questions. And I'm really happy to be able to talk about them on my vlogs. And it's lovely to get in touch because it's nice to see your messages and wishing you well and wishing me well and so on and so forth. And it's just great to get to be able to speak to you, really. And it's so lovely that you're following my work and you're actually interested in what I do. So I'm really chuffed with that. So please, if you don't already know, to send your questions, that's all you need to do is to email office@dawnbosleymusic.com and you will get a reply, and we'll probably give you an indication of which vlog the questions will be going in. There will be a lot of questions which are going to be similar, so I don't mention anybody's names for obvious reasons, but you'll probably notice the questions coming through, especially these different ones. And the 360 one was a bit different, so I wasn't expecting that. and I'm hoping that I've answered that question for you. Some of these topics that we're going to come across are going to be needing more discussion. So just bear with me and we'll see what we can come up with, and we may find that perhaps one vlog isn't enough. We might have to do 2 on the same topic. But anyway, let me know what ideas you've got and what topics you'd like me to cover. And as I said, email office@dawnbosleymusic.com. So that's it for now this week. And thank you for dropping by and listening. And I look forward to seeing your questions. Stay safe. Bye. Bye.